Okay, so this is the quotient rule with negative exponents, type 2. So with this, we're going to be simplifying everything. What I like to do, since there are no parentheses in this problem, is I deal with the coefficients, and then I start putting those letters, those variables, where they want to be. So anything with a negative exponent is on the wrong side of the fraction, and it wants to be in the other spot and then become positive. And then I'll do my other rules of how I'm going to combine those common bases that we're going to have. All right, so I would start with 6 and the 24. 6 does go into 24 4 times, so I would start with that to begin with. So I'm going to have a 4 and a 1. I'm not going to need that 1 on the bottom. So I'm going to start with my 4. And then I'm going to systematically go with everything. If it's got a positive exponent already, I'm going to keep it where it is. So I have x to the 7th, y to the 4th, and then I have that z to the negative 8. I'm just going to put it in the bottom, and I'm just going to put it right here, just so that it's kind of where it was to begin with. And then I have an x to the negative 3. That's going to go up to the top, so that'll be the x to the 3rd. And then the y to the negative 5, that also wants to be up on top, and everything looks lopsided. It is now a positive 5, so let me fix that. So that is a positive 5. And then I use all the rules that I have. If the bases are on the same side of the fraction, they get to be added together. If one is on top, one is on bottom, wherever there are more is where they're going to stay. And I subtract the exponents. But in this case, all of my x's are up on top. I have the 7 and the 3. So on the top of my fraction in the numerator, I'm going to have x. The 7 plus 3 is 10. And then I look at my y's, they are also up on top. So I have 4 and 5 more. So I have y to the 9th. And then down at the bottom, I just have the z to the 8th. So there's nothing else I can do. All the bases are written only once. And I have reduced the coefficients as well. So this typing up is going to be fun. So just be careful of your letters and your exponents. Type correctly. Double check what you type before you hit enter. You know, all those things that are really frustrating when you get a problem right and then it's wrong because you couldn't type, or because I couldn't type is really what it is. Okay, and then we're going to try another one after we delete all of that. All right, so new problem, 2 more to go. So this one doesn't have any coefficients, so I don't have to worry about that to start with. We are going to start with making our fraction. And as we go across the top, we're going to move things if they're not happy where they are. So I have a to the 5th. And then I have a b to the negative 1, which is just going to become a b. If you want, you can put the 1 for the exponent. But we're just going to leave it as a b for right now. And then c to the negative 7 becomes c to the 7th. And then that's everything that was on the top. And then looking at the bottom, I have a to the negative 6, which is going to be a to the 6th. B to the 9th, it's going to stay down there because it's a positive, and C to the 3rd is going to stay there as well. Combining things, if they're on the same side of the fraction, they get added. All of them are together. So this on top, I'm going to have a to the 5 plus 6 is 11. And then I'm going to look at my B's. I have 1 plus 9 more, so B to the 10th. And then C to the 7 plus, that's not a C, that is a 3. Okay, so make sure you write the right thing. 7 plus 3 is 10 as well. So writing that is my fraction. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to write it exactly like I said. A to the 11th, B to the 10th, C to the 10th. Okay, hopefully we only have one more left. All right, so next, delete all drawings. All right, so this time we do have coefficients again. A lot of times I like to do it before I start writing my problems down. So 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 2 times. They're being kind of nice with my fractions. So I've got making my rewriting. Looking at it, I have the 1. I'm not going to write that. Y to the 3rd. X to the negative 9 is going to become x to the 9th down here. Now I'm done with everything on the top. Start looking at the bottom. I have a 2. I'm going to write that in the front because I like coefficients to go in the front. X to the negative 8, that'll go on the top. And then y to the 2 will go here. So this one's got a little bit more that we're going to do. The y's are together on the top in the same spot, so that gets added together. So y to the 5th. And then I'm looking at the x's. There are x's on both the top and bottom. There are actually more in the bottom. So a lot of times what I will think about is I know I'm going to have to subtract them. So it's going to be 9 minus 8. Yeah, I know I moved it up and it, yeah. So thinking about that, this is thinking minus 8. So this is just going to be the x to the 1. Alex will probably be cranky if I keep that 1 in there. So I'm just going to probably type it in as just x. Actually, I'm probably going to try it as the x to the 1 and watch it yell at me. Over 2x to the 1st. It should accept it, but we'll see. It's going to give me the window of, you don't need to write that. Okay, so, which I'm okay. All right, so we'll move on to the next topic and we'll see you in a bit.